Hello and welcome to Tamla and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday podcast, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. Today we have a lovely guest on our podcast. Her name is Darina from Darina's Dough, and we're going to get into this episode. We're going to ask lots of questions, and we hope you guys enjoy. So,
Excited
hello,
to be
Darina.
here. Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm good. How's it going?
It's going very well. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, should we do the obvious?
Yeah. Whatever
So,
you would like to tell us, your name, where you're from, what you
uh,
do.
I'm Darina, owner of Darina's Dough, which shout out to my parents. I never thought the names would, go so perfectly together, but they do.
Right.
So a little bit about me. So with my business, I make muffins, banana bread, like lemon bread, basically all the different loaves that you would find at a coffee shop in their pastry section. And with my business, I partner with two, um, small owned businesses in the Nashville area, but one of the owners owns two separate locations, so I fill orders for both. And then I have a full-time job, so trying to see if I can make this my, real job. But yeah.
That is awesome. So I know you said shout out to the parents for the name, but Darina's dough, was it just because you make breads in particular that you chose dough?
Um, no, I just thought it was catchy, one.
Yeah.
And then two, I'm like, dough kind of goes with everything, like cookie dough, whether you're
Mm,
making bread, just kind of really, when you hear dough, you think of like baking. So
right.
that's why I decided to go with it.
Awesome. See, I thought you was gonna say I was about to get lots of money from making this bread. So,
One day,
you might call
one
money,
day.
bread, dough, all of
I
that. It
didn't think
goes
about
together.
that, but yeah, I should have thought about that.
Yeah. So you said you're in the Nashville area?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know here in Michigan, we operate like under what's called a cottage food
Hmm.
law. So is that the same in Nashville?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I am branded as, really am, is a cottage baker.
Mhm.
So with that you don't have as much red tape and they really allow entrepreneurship. So that's
Mhm.
what I've been doing. Also, have you seen the cost of a commercial kitchen?
I have. I actually I just met with someone to possibly get into a commercial kitchen, not to build one from scratch because that's like hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands, but just to rent one, and I was amazed at all of the small things that come with it. Um it's just like, so it costs to rent the actual kitchen and then
Mhm.
to get the license and then for the storage in the kitchen, but then you can't bring in products every time you need to bake stuff. So
Yeah.
it was just like it was a lot of small things, and I was just like, I can see how this can get like overwhelming
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
So
Because I
yeah.
saw one here, where I believe the last time I checked, to rent
Mhm.
space in the refrigerator was $75.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, thank you. Maybe, but it's not for me. Thank you
Right.
though.
Yeah, and it may be just like right now. Maybe you can get into like a wholesale type of agreement, and then that you might have to make like hundreds of muffins a week, and then you'll be like,
Mm,
I can afford this now. And see,
yeah, one day. Baby
yeah, one
steps,
day.
baby steps.
Definitely baby steps. So yeah, I know every state is definitely different. I know some states you can ship stuff just inside the state,
Hmm.
and so it's lots of different things. So I just want our viewers to be aware that wherever you're watching from, you have different laws and guidelines for each state. But yeah, the commercial kitchen can be a lot. Like I
Hmm.
went and I checked one out, and she was just like, "Yeah, it's $25 a month for this shelf." And like in the refrigerator, and I'm like, the shelf? She
Yeah.
was like, you can either get a shelf or a door. And I was like, 100 for the door a month. like 25 for the shelf, and then I think it's like they're open 24 hours, I believe. But if you
Mm.
come from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., it's like $10 an hour. But if
Mm.
you come during the regular daytime, it's like $15 an hour. And I'm just like, baking is a process. Like,
Eat right.
you need like baking rates. Like, it takes longer. Like, food takes long to cook too, don't
Yes,
get
it
me wrong. But
does.
I'm just like, baking is a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how you were able to work with these small businesses. How did you pursue that?
I went knocking on doors.
Hmm.
I found all, well, not all, but I found a majority of mom and pop owned places in my area who are, small business owners as well. And I just started dropping off samples. I shamelessly DM people.
Yeah.
Um, I will partner with influencers in the area, like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You love free food, I would love a post. So we
Right.
just partner with each other. I mean, the most people can say is no, right? So
Hmm.
I just take it for what it is, and I'm very confident in my products, so I have no shame.
Right. I definitely appreciate that about you. I know most people have like a fear of rejection. And so
Mhm.
like just the fact that you were like, the worst they can say is no. Most people will be like, rejection, I quit. I give up. I'm not doing it.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely think that is a very, very great thing that you're doing. And it also speaks to like the power of networking and being
Yes.
able um, to go out and do that. Do you feel like your full time jobs help you in any of these areas for your small business?
Um, I mean, the money that I make from my full-time job helps further my own personal dreams, but,
Right.
um, no, I've made more not in the workplace because I do work from home,
Hmm.
most of the time. I only go in uh, every so often. So I don't
Hmm.
really interact with my coworkers in person as much.
Gotcha.
So most of my networking has been through social media.
Hmm.
Um, the prickly pear that I'm in coffee shop, I connected with her through another small business owner who makes soaps. I gave her a free
Okay.
sample. She gave me a free sample, and she's like, I know this person who's looking for a pastry maker. She
Hmm.
works with women-owned businesses, so it just kinda worked out that way.
Yeah, you kind of just jump right in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, have you always liked to bake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it
What
back
is?
to the easy bake oven days.
I remember those days.
That's where it all started.
Right? So what do you feel like what was like the first thing you baked besides the easy bake? Like the first real thing you baked?
Uh, well, back with my grandma, you
Mhm.
know, the
Yeah.
Belizean, like, sweets, so we would make,
Yeah.
like, put a bun, fudge, tableta, stuff like that, so it was really more so of my family,
Mhm.
um, showing me what to do, and then me kinda taking it on my own and deciding how I would like to try it,
Mhm.
so, yeah.
Awesome. So, I know that you're from Belize. I don't know. I mean, well, your parents are from Belize. You were born in America, right?
Mm-mm.
No, you were born in Belize too?
Yeah.
So, do you feel like that has a big impact on your baking?
I think at home it does. I make
Mhm.
more things, culturally at home,
Mhm.
but I haven't ventured out into, like, introducing it into the world.
Yeah.
Um, I'm I'm a little bit hesitant because I
Mhm.
know, like, I would guess I would say more like traditional American palate might be a little bit different than the
Mhm.
Belizean palate, so I don't know, how much it would do, but I do wanna try it,
Yeah.
but maybe one day.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you should try it because it'll introduce your customer base to a different like side of you, and it'll show
Yeah.
them that you have way more, to offer than just the typical, like
Yeah.
standard American sweets, I should say. Not
Yeah.
typical, but just like standard Americanized sweets. I definitely love the desserts when I go to Belize.
Yes, I do.
So
I
yeah.
know. I need to make so I'm a coconut fanatic, so I need
Hmm.
to, tap into that. It's on my list of things that I intend to try this year.
Yeah.
So more to come on that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is awesome. I like the fact that the desserts there aren't like super sweet.
Yeah.
So it kind of like is like a cross between like something that's like savory and sweet, but it's a
Hmm.
dessert, so it's just like a little bit of sweetness. So it's it's cool with me. I like it. I like to try different things. I haven't put out anything that I tried, but I do like make some stuff at home as well.
Oh,
So
do you make Belizean desserts too?
sometimes I do. Like if like I look up like lots of recipes for stuff. Sometimes I make like fried jack.
Oh
Um
yeah.
yeah, when my mother-in-law comes, we make powder bun, we make
Oh yeah.
all kinds of stuff. So we're like in the kitchen the whole time that uh she's here.
Yeah.
So we have lots
My
of fun doing
husband my husband is obsessed with fried jacks.
it. Yeah.
Obsessed. He's like, do you think we can do the stuffed jacks this week? And I'm just like, no.
Like time it's very time
Oh,
consuming.
but
I
then I
agree.
end up doing it anyways. So, oh,
You end up making it anyways.
yeah.
That's understandable. So, what do you feel is gonna be like the next step for you as a business owner?
Next step. I would really like to be in the freezer section in Whole Foods.
Okay.
I mean that's a feat in and of
Mhm.
itself, but I think that is what my ultimate goal is.
Mhm.
Um, I know some people like want, like a brick and mortar. I don't really aspire for that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put my stuff in there. You can make it fresh at home. Like
Mhm.
Keebler cookies, Toll House, this is what you need over here.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
we'll see.
I
Yeah.
think that is a very good step. So, do you try out lots of recipes and like put them in like the freezer and like take them out and like do
Yeah.
lots of test recipes?
Yeah. It
Definitely.
sometimes it hurts my heart because I'm just thinking of the money that I
Mhm.
spent to like test out the recipe, and then
Mhm.
if it doesn't work, I just sit down in a corner and really evaluate
Yeah.
where I went wrong
Mhm.
and how much it costs me.
It does cost a lot. I think in general business costs a lot, especially to like set up systems and a lot of behind the scenes things
Yes.
that people don't really know about. They just see like, oh, this person popped up and like they
No.
appeared and you're like, nope, been doing this for 5 years and you're
Yeah,
just now
like
like noticing me.
no, the thinking about like paying your insurance for that,
Hmm.
the cost of building your website, paying for the website to keep up and running, um, the percentage of payment from Shopify, like all of these different things
Hmm.
that I don't know if you're not in it, if you don't think about those things. You think, oh, you
Hmm.
just bake, you sell, and you make money. It's like it costs money
Right.
to make money.
And it also costs just to be professional because some
Yes.
some businesses, and there's nothing wrong with this because I did it at first. It was just the simple, DM me if you would like
Yeah.
this. I posted a picture of it, and then you got to be like, all right, well, let me try to like elevate or let me learn
Mhm.
something. Like I might take a class, and they might say, well, if you want to, increase your business, your branding has to look a certain way. You have
Yeah.
to like be on point with these things, and then you're like, expenses, expenses,
Yes.
expenses.
Do
But
you do
I
you
definitely.
find
Hmm?
do you find like in person like conferences or, classes to be like more beneficial than say like watching a YouTube, like somebody who does something on YouTube?
I feel like I learned from both.
Mhm.
And I feel like being an entrepreneur, you have to take certain things from certain people. So,
Yeah.
say for instance, I will look at a class about, I use Square. Um,
Hmm.
so, I may look at somebody who says they're a Square expert, and I may, learn something from them. And I think it's I don't really like to people a lot, but I like to sell stuff and I like to make stuff like look beautiful. But like if
Hmm.
I could do that like without talking to people, I would be fine with that. Like just be like, we can email back and forth
Yeah.
and then you just get what you want. I think that
Yes.
would be the best
Exactly. That's
setup for me.
exactly why I wanna be in the freezer section, like, when, you set up at farmers markets or, you do
Mhm.
a pop-up shop, at least for me, I'm not naturally, like, you know, talk to people, like, I have to put
Yeah.
myself in that frame of mind, and then when I get home, I'm just, like, exhausted and drained,
Mhm.
so it's like, yeah, I love seeing the reactions when they, say, "Oh, I'm not a blueberry person," and I'm like, you just haven't had this blueberry.
Right.
So try it, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, let me get two of those,"
Mhm.
But other than that, I'm just like, sometimes I'm drained
Yeah.
afterwards. So I don't know.
No, I definitely think that's understandable. And it's different. It's different things, that we go through as people in different stages in life. Like just the fact that you said that like you the worst that they can say is no. Like it may have taken like years for me to get to like the worst they can say is no. Like you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like those kind of things you just gotta like keep building. I feel like the more that we work on ourselves, like personally and like developmentally, like it's just easier for us to like go into different spaces and
Mm.
like talk. But I definitely I like to listen to people, and I have this thing where I'm like, I don't really want to say the wrong thing, but then when I start talking, people are like, well, what you said was pretty valuable, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have heard it unless
Yeah.
you encouraged me to talk. But they're like, yeah, so well, I like both ways of learning. I definitely like smaller settings.
Mhm.
Where it's just like a couple of people and then I feel like way more comfortable. I went to an in-person conference last month. I think it
Mhm.
was the last day of last month. And like I have to like set like little goals for myself. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna get 5 cards today
Mhm.
at this meeting. And like I was thankful that like I went by myself, big step. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to this conference, right? Huge step. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sign up for it and go. But when I got there, I ended up seeing some people that I knew, and she was just like, "Yeah, I want to introduce you to the president of such and such and
See?
such." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, got the cards. Don't know if I'm gonna contact them. Haven't done it yet, but
You should.
I am going to. But I feel accomplished that I actually went
Yeah.
by myself, and
Mini
I did,
victories.
yeah, meet some pretty interesting people. Um, I think one of the big things that I learned about networking and communicating is that our state offers lots of things that are free, and we
Mhm.
just may not know about them. Like
Yeah.
working with the Economic Development Office or going to the city council meetings, like those things, like really help um, me to have an understanding of what's going on like
Mhm.
in the community as far as like business. So like those kind of in-person things where I don't really have to get up and speak and be like in there, but I'm like there enough to
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. You
Those are
get
my
stuff for
environment.
your tool belt that you could use later on.
Hmm.
You didn't even know, like you said, you didn't even know some of those things, existed, and now you're learning how you
Hmm.
can further develop yourself, and it's really great. I need to be better about, you know, going to these I don't know. That's I'm
You're
gonna
like
try.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm
No, no,
gonna
no. It's
try. I'm
cool.
gonna try. I'm gonna try one.
Hmm.
I can promise one.
Yeah, that's what
'Cause I
I
don't want
did.
to attend.
I was like, I'm gonna go to this one meeting, and I just like I signed up to get information, just get information about it was a I think it's minority business something. It's something about minorities in business. And I was
Mhm.
just like, I fit this category. And so many people, and the reason why I felt like saying it that way is because so many people are like, you're a woman and you own a business. It's so many grants and opportunities. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but where are they? They
Yeah.
aren't, right here. So I signed up for a couple different programs just to get information. And so that's what led me to the conference that I went to last month. But it ended up being like really nice, and I did make some good connections. The thing is, it was a lot of companies that are there that had that already had like food service.
Mhm.
For instance, like Consumers Energy is our electric
Okay.
people. We pay our electric utility in the state of Michigan. That's what they're
Mhm.
called. But they said when they have their conferences, they get food from like a certain group because the company is so large. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But they did say that they will put me in contact, and they were like, well, are you willing to go like an hour and a half to
Mhm.
like deliver stuff? I'm like, it depends on
On
how
how
much
much
you
you're
want me to
buying.
deliver, right? Um, so like my biggest thing that I've done so far is I did 800 cookies last year to the Calhoun County seniors.
Yeah.
And so that was like huge for me. So I'm like, if I can do 800 cookies, what you got?
Yes.
Like,
I
and
all
so,
we follow each other on Instagram, but
mhm.
and we know each other in real life. But anyways, the point is when I see your Instagram, I'm just like, "Oh my God, these are so beautiful. Like this is art. Like this
Oh,
is
thank you.
I'm like I wish I had the artistic ability. I'm like all I got is cookies. That's all I got. But your stuff, I'm just like, "Oh, she's so talented.
Thank
Oh, you're so
you.
great."
I appreciate that. If you all you got is cookies, make the cookies. Your cookies look good. Like my son is always like, "Ooh, who's Darina?" I'm like, "Calm down." He's like, "Hey, when did Sissy get an Instagram?" I'm like, "She does not have an Instagram." The amount of times that I have to tell them, "Your
Yeah.
sister does not have an Instagram," and
She's
they're like,
not the only one with the
"Oh, she's
name.
not the only one with the name." And so they're like, "Big Darina?" I'm like, "Yeah, Big Darina,
That's
not
still
little
so funny
Darina."
to me. Big Darina and
Man,
little
so
Darina.
we have fun watching your growth.
Yeah,
Um,
thank
I'm very proud of you. Doing
oh,
good.
thank you. I
You're
never
welcome.
I never like thought I would I think I posted about this, a couple weeks ago, is that
Mhm.
I never imagined when I started this that, it would be going so well. Because I used to do like house parties and, host people because I also love to cook. And
Mhm.
so everyone would be like, why do you keep just like, you might have something here, try it out. And my husband is like, you need to try this. Like,
Yeah.
just do it. And it's crazy.
The
Pretty
rest
crazy.
is
Now I'm
history.
talking to you, like, yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that you didn't give up, that you're persevering, you're networking, you're engaging with people. All of those are great traits, and I think that you're going to be really successful in anything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. So give us some words of wisdom, or that you feel like, how do you feel like 2024 is going to go for you?
You know, I really don't know
Mhm.
because I even getting here wasn't expected.
Mhm.
But I do think that just if there's something that you want to do, just you got to pursue it. And that's what I've
Mhm.
been telling myself is like, okay, I could sit here and scroll on Instagram, or I could use that time to further my business. Like I could watch more videos on how to be better with my branding, just encouraging myself to gain more education and
Right.
understanding like how can I get more followers? Like what are the things that encourage people to watch your Instagram? Like do you follow uh the viral using the viral voices and then that helps boost you?
Hmm.
Just things like that. Um But I always think the most important thing, like for me and for other people, is like if you work a normal job, right? You're there 40 plus hours feeding into somebody else's dream.
Right.
You need to have that same courage and like drive for yourself because
Hmm.
those companies, if something happens, they're gonna
You
let
got
you
no
go.
backup
Like,
plan.
there's nothing
Yeah.
else, and then you gotta start over from square one. At least you always have something in your back pocket that you can, do for yourself. Even if you're not making what you might at your full-time job, you
Hmm.
have some sort of cushion to
Yeah.
keep you going. I think that's the most important thing is for people to think about life outside of corporate America.
Yeah.
That's what I'm having to remind that corporate America paycheck, oh, it's great. It's fantastic. It's gonna be there to time. You know
Right.
how much it's gonna be. But also, I've been seeing people on online, maybe I'm just following the wrong Twitter, but people are like, quit your full-time job. Do not quit your full-time job.
Right.
Use that money to continue on your dream because it's
Right.
hard. Some days,
Hmm.
some months you're up and some months you're down.
Right.
Like, especially if you're selling like us baked goods. If you don't sell and you don't have a way to like keep getting people to buy,
Right.
you're out.
Yeah.
You are out of
Definitely.
luck. That hurts.
Well, I don't work in corporate America. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I do like homeschool my children. So I feel like I'm giving, at this time, I'm giving up some things to definitely build for something greater, and that
Hmm.
does allow me time to really work on my business and like this podcast and things like that. But I've definitely have a husband that has a job. So
Hmm.
I feel a little bit better, I'm not just like baked goods or nothing. And I'm okay with that.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, but I definitely understand what you're saying because just having one income can be straining
Hmm.
on a family. So definitely, if you have a job, use your job to fund your dreams, and then
Yes.
your dreams will eventually grow bigger
Yeah.
than the income that you're getting. So I hope that definitely happens for you. You can spend all day or however much time you want to making cookies. um, but I think the idea of being in the freezer section is a very, very good idea.
Yeah.
I make some pretty good like vegan cookies, and my
Hmm.
brother always tells me like, go and make these, and like they should be next to like Keebler and like
Yeah.
all of those, and I'm just like, but going to visit that commercial kitchen, like I was like, I can do this. Like,
Yeah.
and I know like your goal is to go and be in like Whole Foods. And I think Whole Foods is like awesome, definitely because they already have like the price points and people have a certain expectation when you go in there that you're gonna spend this amount of money.
Hmm.
So that's a great place. We have a local store here named Horrocks, and that
Hmm.
would be one of my goals would to be in Horrocks. I would have like I know the plan that I want. I want to go to like Horrocks, then I want to go to Myers, which is a regional store, and
Hmm.
then maybe Whole Foods. Um, I can see how that can escalate very quickly, and I know what I want to do. Um, but it's all about taking that first step. It's all about execution.
Yeah.
So whoever is watching this interview, definitely don't give up. Use your corporate job to fund your dreams and just have a plan and work the plan. I
Yeah.
know it can be taxing. It took me so long to get to like 1,000 followers on Instagram,
I'm
and I was like,
trying.
this is taking a while. Like it's not really growing how I wanted to grow,
Yeah.
but just keep going. it's better to fail when you have a small amount of people looking at you than to
Hmm.
get like 5,000 followers or 100,000 and then you're like, oops, made a mistake. And you're like,
Yeah.
this could cost everything.
Yeah.
So failing forward is definitely a word for myself.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to 1,000 Instagram followers as well. It's hard, but I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Instagram is definitely like you have to be aesthetically pleasing and
Yes.
you have to do lots. I found is I have joined different groups and I've paid for like trainings and stuff like that. And like for so long they were like, you have to go live. Going live will get you see the
Oh,
face, the cringe. See? They're like going live will get you people and you could be like and share and follow and like for 3 years I did not want to do it. I'm getting better at it, right? I'm getting better. I'm learning how to like to talk better and to like speak better and like keep people engaged, but like it was that first thing. It was like live.
I I
Get up
don't know
for
if I can do that. I don't know. I don't know
we
about
can
that
do it
one.
together. How about we do it
We could attempt,
together?
okay? But when I start seeing names pop up on the thing and
Hmm.
you're gonna be scrolling like, hey, I one day.
I've heard that is the quickest way, and I've done it a couple of times, and I should be more consistent at it. I could be more consistent at it, but I feel like that's the one thing that people always say, and I'm just like,
I don't
catch me
know.
next week. But
I've just gotten like when I've started my Instagram, first off, I'm not really a social media person.
mhm,
Just because I don't know, I'm kind of to myself. But I just got comfortable with like showing myself in my
mhm,
videos. Before I would just like, post the actual product, but sometimes I might say, "Hey guys." And so, I don't know, baby steps again. That's
yeah,
probably the most you're gonna get from me is like a 10-second, "Hey guys."
right. And you know what I do sometimes? You can try this out. I use like Chat GPT to write scripts for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely like that's cool. And then I have like this little app that's like a little teleprompter, so I'm not like
Ooh,
looking crazy which way, don't know what I'm doing. But I normally just be like, hey, and then pan to the product too, because
I
that
need to try
work
that.
as well.
That's a really good tip that I would have never thought of just because my mind is like run away. Like don't go that way. Even though I have no, like I said earlier, I have no shame in DMing people and
Mhm.
going to knock on the door. But I don't know. It's just something about the camera in my face that freaks me out.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll look up tips to like get over it. How to get over being on camera.
I'm camera shy.
It's all right. It'll all work out. But this has been a great interview. I'm happy that you came on and spoke with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, this has been another episode of Tamla and Taylor's Street Talk Tuesday podcast. We hope that you like, share, subscribe, and of course, follow Darina at Darina's Dough.
Mhm.
All right, have a great day, guys.
Thank you.